Hello and welcome to Soap Scoop, the first episode of the Inside Soap podcast. I'm LJ.
And I'm Johnny.
And first of all, we have an exclusive clip from next Monday's Coronation Street featuring your favourite, Swarla.
What's that?
Mm.
I thought this was supposed to be life drawing.
Yeah, so did I.
What doesn't that mean, nude models?
Dunno. Maybe they were running late. You disappointed 'cause it's not nudie?
What? No.
I think you are.
What?
I think you wanted it for the nudie rude. Stop it.
Stop it and get painting you.
Right?
Make a witch blush. Oh, dear. Eyes on your own work, thank you.
Oh, it's not a competition, Lisa.
Yeah, well, you're distracting me.
Sorry. I'm sorry. All right. All right. It's good. Stop it. Stop it. We'll get done. Stop it. Betsy. You right, love? What? Okay, be right over.
Well,
I mean, I'm kind of the agreement that no nude is rude.
What would you think though, LJ, if I said, let's go, let's go on an art class, let's do a fun thing together? Really? Would it not be a bit orcs if we were there and it was life modelling? Come on.
It is one of those things where you're watching a movie or a program with your parents and there's a bit of a naughty scene and you don't know where to look and it's all a bit weird.
But I thought it was nice to see them have fun, Carla and Lisa, didn't you? I think they don't have a lot of laughs, do they?
I think after the last couple of weeks, Lisa's obviously really been struggling. And Carla's been trying to help her in any way that she can. And we know there's more of that to come because we've seen some cheeky paparazzi pictures of the two of them looking like they're in turmoil. But yeah, this was a really lovely start to the week, seeing them doing something really light-hearted. And we can say that this is the week that Carla plans to propose.
What? Yeah, we can't wait. I think fans can't wait. Is it sort of been teased? Maybe we are heading for a wedding. But yes, she's going to propose in a way that has disaster written all over it. So I believe we can reveal Carla's gonna drop an engagement ring in a glass of champagne and serve it to Lisa. What could possibly go wrong with that?
That's such an old cliched method to do it, isn't it? I mean, in soaps, we've seen it all sorts of different ways. Do you remember the alphabetti spaghetti that Billy did in EastEnders?
No, that was lovely. Yeah, I'd rather alphabetti spaghetti. Oh, actually, I do like a bit of champagne, but then I wouldn't want to drink it and get a piece of jewelry caught in my throat and die or anything. But yeah, it is quite old school, but that's quite sweet, isn't it? Quite romantic, and also it's quite nice. You don't look at Carla and think big old softie. It's quite nice to see that side of her. I suppose she's always looking for the one, isn't she? She's been let down a lot in the past by relationships, but quite sweet. She's going to do it. But this is Swarla. This is Corrie. I'm just hoping there's not an ambulance called at the end of that episode and we're back in Weather General and Lisa's coughing up a huge rock.
I totally agree with you. And actually, what you said about Carla, I mean, I've watched Carla for years on Corrie. She is the absolute ultimate street heroine.
The queen.
She's the new age Pat Phoenix, isn't she?
Totally. Absolutely.
And I feel like this is the only relationship that we've really seen this kind of soft and cuddly side to her. The others have been marred with so much drama and upset and heartache.
I feel like Carla looks like she feels safe with this person and safe in this setup they've got, with Betsy and everything. She's more chilled, isn't she? I suppose with Peter, it was such a battle with his issues and all of that, and she was trying to look after him, as you do in any relationship, but it became just too much. She does seem really chilled with Lisa.
I'm sure there are many twists and turns to come. And actually, the fact that they are moving in to this lovely new house that they've inherited the house of horrors, though.
Yeah.
People have perished in this house.
Let me tell you about number 6 Coronation Street. Lots of people out there will just be screaming and shouting, do not collect keys for number 6 Coronation Street because it never ends well. It is the house of horror. I think even on screen, characters have kind of said, oh gosh, you're not moving into number 6, are you? Many residents have perished in terrible ways. I've got a little list here. I'm just going to run through. Remember Des Barnes? I think he was the first person to live there. He lived there for a long time. Then he eventually died in terrible circumstances. Charlie Stubbs lived there. Boo, Charlie Stubbs. Tracy Barlow, you may remember, hit him with what looked like a giant national television award and killed him while doing a very provocative dance, which lives rent-free in my head. Tommy Harris, remember the Harris family who were in witness protection? And then Katie, the daughter, had a big beef with her dad. She killed her dad. Jeff, evil Jeff, Giglet Jeff, the chicken killer. He perished in number 6, and that whole awful situation of the coercive control relationship played out in that house. It's not really a house with great aura or great energy for a happy ever after, but maybe Swarla will break the curse. But I really hope somebody is explained, like, be on your guard. This is a bit of a if any house was haunted on the street, it's got to be number 6 because just so many people have died there.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think Swarla do have the potential to break the curse. It's actually nice to see Carla inside a house on the street as well, because she's always been in the fancy flat, kind of out of view.
But I love her swanky flats, though. I remember many years ago doing a set tour around Coronation Street, and it's when Carla had a flat in the Keys somewhere. We never saw the exterior. It was in the early days, and I was so impressed by her decor. I actually got the same wine glasses, which I still have, and I channel my inner Carla when I'm having a glass of Malbec. Hey, right, Lisa, let's move to number 6, not get killed. So, yeah, I did like, but it's a different phase now, isn't it, for Carla? She's settled, she's older. It will be nice to see her living on the street. Did she live at number 1 like everyone does at some point? When she was married to Peter, did they live at number 1? That's not really her style, is it? I feel like she's going to put her stamp on this because she's quite classy. I just really like how Carla's cushions and her soft furnishings. I'm quite intrigued as to what we're going to see once they're in.
Absolutely. And why do you think this relationship has been such a success? We really wanted to take a deep dive into this because we know when, I know from watching soaps, when there's a couple that you really, really want to get together, that's the thing that drives your viewing habits. I mean, for me, it was Shanice and EastEnders for a while. And I remember just wanting to tune in all the time to see what the next development was in the relationship. And I think with Lisa and Carla, fans knew that there was something special there way before the show did.
Definitely, and that is quite a thing in soaps because it's quite organic the way soaps happen. They're ongoing. You can invent a character on paper, and then they start, and the actor brings something different, and it takes everything down a whole different route that nobody expected. And I think that's what happened here. And Carla and Lisa had some scenes together where they were just in each other's orbit, whatever storyline was going on. But there was such chemistry with the actors, and the way that both those actors play those characters, the characters spoke to each other like in a way that you couldn't have planned. It was just in that chemistry, and they were confiding in each other. It's when we first got to hear about Lisa's past and having lost a partner. I think she opened up to Carla before anybody, and they weren't together. There was no hint of romance at this point. I always think back to when Martine McCutcheon was in EastEnders, and Tiffany and Grant, I don't think were meant to be, what wasn't planned as a storyline to be together. And I remember hearing years later, Tiffany got a job at the Vic behind the bar. Just something about the way her and Ross Kemp interacted, even if she was like, "Oh, Grant, can I nip off early? I got to do my hair." Just the look, just the sizzle that you can't plan for. And then, the rest is history. They obviously, became a really famous couple. I think with Carla and Lisa, and I think, speaking to the fans and our readers and everything, it's a real authentic representation of women of a certain age. They're both strong, they're both flawed, neither are perfect. They're trying to do their best, but they're both so strong in a way that sometimes I feared would they cancel each other out, because they are quite similar, both very career minded, both really, really strong, and both cut from similar cloths. But we're seeing the differences now. And what was great about that clip we got to see was Carla is more playful. Lisa is a bit more buttoned up, I suppose, because she's a copper. Carla's fun side and Lisa's more clutch my pearls side does make them quite fun. And I think they're just finding something in each other that they've been yearning for and that they deserve. I think people love Carla. They've loved Carla, as you say, for this nearly 20 years. They want her to be happy. They want her to be supported. It's never going to happen because it's a soap. But I think, especially if we've been on the journey with her and Peter, she got mucked about a lot. She deserves someone who is going to kind of be in her corner. So I think that's part of the reasons why it's just taken off. It's a phenomenon, Swarla.
The thing that I loved the most was when Lisa had arrested Roy Cropper for the attack that he never committed on Lauren. And everybody was, the nation was in uproar that DS Swain had dared to arrest and jail this national treasure, until Carla came along and every so often just said, "Oh, do you think you could maybe just, go a bit easier on Roy?" And that's the only time that Lisa dropped her police guard and listened. And I think that was the moment I realized they were meant to be. And the fans have really invested, and we have to talk about the theories. There's so many different theories swirling around as to what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And yes, let's get into that. You've got a list of them.
I've got a list. I've been interacting with our lovely readers, our lovely listeners, our lovely viewers, as we have now. Hello, everybody out there in Inside Taupe Land. We love you. The main thing is people really want a wedding, so they're going to be pleased that a proposal is in the offing. And we are hoping, we are heading for this wedding. Some people are kind of hoping it will be drama free, maybe over Christmas time. I mean, do we want a bit of drama? I think we do. The theories are kind of wild about Becky, dead Becky, Lisa's ex. Obviously, we never met her. She died before we got to meet Lisa. There's all this kind of 80-12 line of duty stuff going on where she's investigating, was Becky corrupt? Is the whole of Weatherfield constabulary completely corrupt? And it's riddled with, coppers on the take. So there's a few theories that Becky was terribly corrupt and she got killed because was she going to blow the whistle on this corruption? Then is Becky actually still alive? I think this is the wildest theory. Becky didn't die. And we've had all this, Carla went to see Logan in prison. Lisa's kind of been locked out of the files. I can't get into the files. She's constantly trying to get into the files on the police.
Slowest computer system ever.
For goodness sake, we just turn the Wi-Fi on. Oh, like tether your phone. There's ways and means. Anyway.
Get a booster.
What's wrong with you? So, is Becky alive? Is she in witness protection? Is she kind of in hiding? And perhaps she's going to turn up at a very inconvenient moment, like, I don't know, a wedding, let's say. Anyway, that's one theory.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah, of course. I always want to make an entrance. Typical. Another theory I quite liked is, so Rob Donovan, Carla's brother, he has a child incubating or cooking away out there, because remember when he was out of prison and then we met Mandy, the prison guard from Shameless, and she was pregnant by him. And then she's kind of not in the show anymore and kind of disappeared. Is she still pregnant? She is pregnant still, isn't she? As far as we know.
As far as we know, yeah.
Why is nobody concerned about this? Like, where she's having Rob Donovan's baby. This is a plot for the future. So one of our fan theories is that maybe there's a Christmas miracle and a newborn child is left on the doorstep for Lisa and Carla to raise, and they raise Rob Donovan's baby. Like Auntie Carla raises her own niece or nephew. It's like a nativity scene.
So it's like we had to endure Rob's terrible prison break. And when I say terrible, I mean by his own making, of course, because
True.
He didn't think that through at all.
No.
So we had to endure the prison break just to potentially end up with a baby on the doorstep for Carla and Lisa. I love that idea. I think fans will go wild for it.
Yeah, you heard it here first. We don't know. This could all be just theories. Anyway.
We could be making it up completely, but that's what we do as Corrie fans.
Yeah.
So yes, what next? What other theories have you got?
Other theories. Did Becky have a fling with Kit? I don't know about that. This is why maybe Kit's a bit frosty with Lisa sometimes, or there's all this secrecy about, has Kit been looking into Becky's past as well? Did they know each other? I don't even know if they did. Kit and Becky? I don't know about that. Lauren and Betsy are sisters. Discuss.
Do you know what? We did a really beautiful photo shoot with Sydney Martin, who you are going to hear from very shortly. Me and Johnny are going to shut up because I did a beautiful interview with her, not just about the lovely stuff going on with Swarla and the family, but also Sydney's own journey on Coronation Street because, you know, she's had such a brilliant year. But we did do a really beautiful photo shoot with Sydney and Kate Fitton, who plays Lauren in Inside Soap magazine. And it was like the two of them, they could have been sisters. The photos were absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, actually, I do ask Sydney in that interview what she makes of the idea that Lauren and Betsy could be sisters. So you can find out when we skip to that. But I think what's really lovely about this relationship, and it's really captured the fan, is that it is inviting theories and it is making people want to see that next chapter in their relationship. And yes, absolutely, we want them to be happy. That's what you want from a couple that you ship. But equally, the drama is going to make you tune in for more. So I think there's lots of that ahead. And of course, we should also mention that Swarla are nominated for Best Partnership in the Inside Soap Awards. So you can still vote, get online and do that now. That's insidesoap.co.uk. And in the meantime, if you would like to write into myself and Johnny so that we can shout out to you on this podcast on a weekly basis, it's podcast@insidesoap.co.uk. And now we're going to skip to our lovely interview with Sydney Martin, who plays Betsy. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast if you want to hear more chat from us, really brilliant interviews with the stars, and see some more exclusive clips. And we'll see you next week. And so welcome to the Inside Soap podcast, Sydney Martin.
Thank you for having me.
It's lovely to have you as our first ever guest.
I know how exciting.
I'm going to start off by asking you, you've celebrated your 1-year anniversary on the cobbles. How does that feel?
I know, it's mad. It has absolutely flown by, but at the same time, I feel like I've been through so much there that it's kind of like a mix of it's flown by, but I've had so much experience, but it's just been great.
Oh, and you're part of this amazing kind of Swarla universe because all the fans have really taken to Lisa and Carla as a couple, and Betsy is very much in that mix. So how would you sum up that experience?
It's been a beautiful whirlwind. I mean, it's so nice to have the support and the backing from fans and for them to be so invested in it. So it makes it more exciting for us because it means that people love to watch it and we love to do it. But it's been crazy, beautiful, a whirlwind, everything.
Oh, and we're seeing you move into the new set because you're going to number 6. How has that felt, kind of a new set to play with?
I mean, one, to be moving on to like Coronation Street is just mad. That's pretty iconic. So when we got told, I was like, because it was kind of and ahhing about it for a while, and then they was like, no, we're fully going ahead with it. So that's just crazy in itself. And then 2, I love the new set. It's gorgeous for one. It's so much bigger. There's so much more to play with. There's a wooden staircase, which I think is really dramatic, and love running up and down the stairs and being a drama queen. And it's so much fun to have a house. It's so much bigger than streetcars. I love streetcars though. It feel like a second home. But now this set does, and we're really enjoying it.
Which street characters would you like to invite round for tea?
Ooh, do you know what? I think Sally. I think there's a very nice dynamic between the two of them, quite like a comedic dynamic. Even though there's obviously this age gap, they're so funny together, and I think that would be obviously there's like the meme online where Sally sees Carla and Lisa for the first time, so there's kind of a lot of humour there as well. So I think Sally would be my dinner guest that I would invite over.
And which of your new neighbours are you most hoping Betsy's going to wind up, or who would you like to see her wind up?
Ooh, I don't know how much we can hint, but it's Betsy. Of course she's going to wind up. And maybe someone from the Platts family she chooses to wind up. And there's a lot of funny kind of little bits and bobs that's like, it's in Corrie's nature, just kind of intertwined with all the drama is this comedic elements. And I think we see a bit of that. And yeah, Betsy's of course going to wind someone up, and there's some funny scenes coming up.
And how is she feeling about this new setup with Lisa and Carla and where they are with their relationship and the fact that they're all living together?
Do you know what? I think for Betsy, she hasn't had somewhere to fully call home for so many years, and there's obviously kind of been this missing piece to the puzzle, and I think Carla is that missing piece, and I think it just works so beautifully. And the three of them, well, four of them, because there's Ryan as well. There's just this insane chemistry between us all, because there's so big and different characters and individual in their own right, but when we're together, it just merges so well. And I think for Betsy, she, as much as she may not show it sometimes, she loves Carla and Lisa and she loves them together and what they bring out in each other. They really do bring out the best and the kind of each other's rock, really.
Is she happy that things are becoming more serious between them?
Yeah, I think so. I think for her, it's kind of this, she can kind of settle and breathe and she doesn't have to do it on her own anymore. I think Carla truly understands Lisa, and for Betsy, she's not had someone to understand her mum. It's just been her. She knows her mum like the back of her hand. She's had to figure out how her mum deals with things because she doesn't deal with things in a conventional way. And I think Carla's learning that. We had some scenes recently which were really lovely where Betsy and Carla, and she's like, how am I going to do this? And they kind of lean on each other. And I think for once, Betsy feels like she can just sit down and breathe and it's not all on her. She's still young. So to have Carla come in and kind of balance this dynamic, I think she really love and appreciates that.
Oh, that's so lovely. And obviously, we know that there's this big moment of Lisa removing Becky's wedding ring, and we know that Carla is planning a proposal.
Yeah.
So there could be a Swarla wedding on the cards. How would you feel if they actually decided to get married and you were a big part of all that as Betsy?
I mean, from a selfish point of view, I'd love to tick Corrie wedding off my bucket list. That would be great. I think it would obviously be massive. Yeah, I think, it'd be nice to see them relish in if with a proposal and engagement. I think it'd be nice to see that as well before rushing into kind of, because Corrie world can feel so fast. I think it'd be nice to see all the little details of engaged life. But also, I'd love to be involved in a wedding scenes and everything. I think that'd be great.
How much involvement do you think Betsy would want in the planning?
Do you know what? She studies her fashion. She works at Underworld. As like stubborn as she can be, and that's not. Oh, I'm too cool for that. I think she'd love a bit of involvement, especially if it come to like the outfits, the decorating. Like that's what she wants to do. That's what she's studying. I think that side of it she'd really love. And she loves them both, and I think she would want to be involved.
Oh, do you think she'd like to be a bridesmaid or a best lady or anything like that?
Oh, she'd love to be maid of honor. I think, she'd play the too cool for school card, but like, I think she'd love to be the one for her mum. I think that would mean the world for her, to finally find that missing piece to the puzzle again. I think she would want to be a part of that.
Oh, absolutely. And obviously, speaking of about her mum, that it did come out recently. There's this question mark over whether her mum was a corrupt police officer. What do you make of that idea that there's this element of her past that has come back to kind of shake them all up?
I think it's really interesting. I think for the year we've seen on screen, there's kind of a lot of like mistrust and miscommunication and Lisa not being fully open with Betsy. So I think she already, there's trust issues there. So to then find out potential information that she's corrupt, that, it's just kind of, oh, it's lie after lie after lie. It's nice to, it's a bit of betrayal, really, because I think, especially when someone passes away, I think you really idolize certain things and maybe look over certain things. So to then ruin this kind of perfect image in her head, I mean, it would make good scenes to watch. And yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I think it would break Betsy's heart, though, because in her head, I think she's really idolized Becky, which, that may or may not be the right case.
Yeah, absolutely. I know all the fans are like really kind of invested in the story and they're speculating. And one of the wildest rumours that I think I saw was they think that Betsy and Lauren could be sisters because you two had I mean, if that turned out to be true, or do you think, no, that's completely wild?
I love reading all the theories. I find it so interesting, and it's so nice that people are so involved in it because we love it and we're so involved in it. So to see that reciprocated is really nice. I mean, more filming with Kate, I would take any day. So if they want to do a long lost sister thing, go for it. One thing I will say though, Betsy she very much gives only child energy. She's the stubborn only child. But I love the theories and I love filming with Kate, so give it me. I'd take it.
And fans also love this idea that Betsy might one day take over Underworld. How do you feel about the prospect of her inheriting the Carla's knicker business?
I mean, how iconic. That would be massive. I love Underworld. If you've ever filmed a scene with me and we walk past the Underworld set, I'm like, please let me have a scene in there. Please let me go in there. And everyone laughs, but I just love filming in there. I love the people, the cast that are in there. On the like chance that we get to do like the big group scenes with all of us, I just adore it, and I would love nothing more. Really, that it truly is where I have the most enjoyment. I had sewing lessons before I started. They give me little sewing lessons. That was my gift to myself. I bought myself a sewing machine because I was like, I want to be good. And we get the odd opportunity to do it, but no, I think I'd thoroughly enjoy walking in Carla's footsteps. I mean, what more of an iconic character to follow the footsteps of?
So you bought yourself a sewing machine when you knew that you were going to be working in Underworld, is that true?
So when I started, they give me some sewing lessons because you do actually in some scenes have to sew. And I thought, you know what? This is a good skill to have. So my little treat when I first started was I bought myself a sewing machine because I was like, right, I want to learn how to sew. I'm sure my future kids will thank me when I need to like hem clothes and everything. But yeah, I just love that part of it. I love on the odd chance, like I get to see they do like some of the college work that Betsy has to do. I love it because I did A-level art and I'm so creative. I obviously love acting, but I love arts and crafts as well. So that kind of side to Betsy, I was so interested in. So I was like, do you know what? I'll treat myself to a little sewing machine. But yeah, I just love that side. So yeah, the Underworld side, I would be team Underworld.
I love that. I love that you've gone the extra mile and properly learned that. And it's an amazing skill as well.
It is. It's a very good skill to have.
I was going to ask you about working with Ali and Vicky. Are they more like second mums or are they like sisters or best friends? What's your relationship with them like?
I would say they're like a mix of like my second mums and my best friends. Like I absolutely adore them. I couldn't have got luckier, really. Do you know, it's a daunting world. It's this long running show and everyone's gorgeous in it, but you're such a small fish in such a big pond. So to have them both, and they're both so different. So I learned so much like individually from both of them. To have them as my little team, my on-screen family, because you know, you're spending 13 hours a day with these people. I see them both more than I get to see my own family. So they truly do become. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I always get so emotional. Just no, because I love them and I really struck gold. I got so incredibly lucky with them, and I really couldn't ask for more.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And they're both so talented. I mean, what more could you want as an actor? To have two very giving actors as well that give you so much to bounce off because that show is so based off instincts. It's so fast. It's so, it's the world of soap. It's crazy. So to have someone that gives you so much, you couldn't ask more as an actor, really. And then just for them to be genuine, gorgeous human beings as well. Bonus.
They are both absolutely gorgeous, as are you. So it's the perfect little family that you've got there. And what about Betsy's relationship with Carla? Is she starting to see her more like a stepmom?
Yeah, I think coming up, obviously she's stubborn, Betsy, and whether she'd outright say it. I think, as we were talking about before, kind of the last year with Lisa has been this like fragmented trust issues, not whatever, this whirlwind of kind of lies and, miscommunication. I think she fully trusts Carla. I think she knows. I think Carla sees a lot of herself in Betsy, and I think this is why their dynamic just works. And yeah, they might clash, but it's because they're so similar but I think she fully trusts Carla and feels like she can kind of let go and just let this wall down. So yeah, I think she really does see her as that motherly figure in her life, and she's kind of the missing piece, as I've been saying. And there's some really lovely stuff coming up. I got to film a lot of one-on-one scenes with Ali, and a lot of fun as well is coming up. We just, you know, one thing about Ali's kind of free flowing. She's just like, right, what can we make the scene? What could be different? We just have fun with it and play with it, and I love that, and that's why I love filming with her. So yeah, I think there's a really nice relationship coming up for everyone to see.
I think the fans especially are hoping for happy times for you all. So there is obviously going to be some drama along the way, but yeah, can you promise some happy scenes for us that they're going to enjoy?
Yeah, there's some really lovely scenes and some really thoroughly thought out, because I know everyone, it's great. I see them pick up on the smallest details, and they do listen, the writers do listen, and they're clever, the writers, and they don't forget things, and there's little things that are intertwined, and there's some really beautiful scenes coming up that we had so much fun with. And I always think kind of the best acting, when you watch actors that are just having a good time, you can always tell. Um, so I hope they enjoy it as much as I enjoyed filming some of the upcoming scenes. And there's some funny and there's some humour, but it's a soap, so of course there's drama.
And you're obviously got Ryan in the mix. What's Betsy's bond like with Ryan? Well, we're going to see them kind of becoming. Is that going to be a bit more brother and sisterly?
Yes, I mean, one, I just adore Ryan in real life. Ryan, two Ryans, same name. I adore him in real life. He's hilarious. There is so much good stuff coming up. I have had so much fun filming with him and filming in the family dynamic. I've had the opportunity to work in the family dynamic with him and one-on-one, and they're, again, so much fun. He's hilarious, and if we can add dance into a scene, we will. If we can add a joke to a scene, we will. I mean, I'm sure we push our luck a bit with directors. I think they're like, oh gosh, they're adding another joke. But I've had so much fun filming with him, and I think there's this, as you said, this kind of sibling bond that I was so hoping for so long that they were gonna play with, and they did. And there's some great scenes coming up.
And what about romance for Betsy? Because I think there's this idea that her and Brody would be a good match, but she's got the history with Dylan. Where do you stand on it?
It's always interesting. I think off the bat, you think Brody's kind of the like male version of her, she can give it as much as he can take it, and he'll give it. And whereas Dylan's like the sweetheart. I think there's kind of an interesting dynamic with both of them. I think you've kind of got fire and fire, and then you've kind of got fire and ice, and I think Dylan would kind of cool her down. I think Dylan would probably be the more sensible choice. But I think there could be loads of fun with Brody too. I think I get on with both Ryan and Liam. They're so sweet and so lovely boys. So I enjoy filming with them both, and just to see them as a little three, I think would be nice as well.
And is there anyone on Corrie that you haven't worked so much with yet that you'd really like to work with?
Tanisha Gorey, who plays Asha, I adore her. I get on so well with her in real life. I've had like the odd scene, like kind of we did like the Mason death ep. She was obviously part of that, and then like the party ep, I briefly saw her, but like I get on well with her so much. And maybe I don't know what worlds our characters would find each other. But I just enjoy being with her as a human being, so I think it'd be nice to have a few more scenes with her.
Be lovely. And who would you like to see her causing mischief for?
For or with?
Both.
Both. Ooh. Sue Devaney, I adore. I think she's fabulous. She's just hilarious. Maybe not causing mischief, but I'd love to maybe also film with her. Mischief. Ooh, I don't know. Anyone. I think it'd be so fun I want to tick off working with everyone, because everyone's there, so talented. But yeah, they're kind of my two where I'd love to work with them a little bit more.
And how has Corrie changed your life since joining the show?
Oh, just majorly. I mean, completely flipped it upside down in the best way. I'm so grateful because it's a mad world, in a beautiful way, but you learn so much. And I got very lucky that I went to drama school, and I got this pretty quick out of drama school, which isn't the average route. It's a tough industry out there, and I'm so privileged to be where I am. But I just learn something new every day. I mean, I live and breathe acting. I love it. Like I've worked this morning. I'm doing this, and I'm going to acting class because I just adore it. I put my heart and soul into it, and to be able to do it every day, there's not many actors that get to do that. So I take that all in, and I work so hard, and I learn so much, and I listen to everyone around me. We get the privilege of working with so many different directors and working in different styles. Every director's different. So to have that and be able to work on my craft every day. I mean, you couldn't ask for more than to just do what you love all the time. So, yeah, it's completely changed my world.
I love that you're still doing acting classes as well. Like
I love them.
because when you go to your class, and obviously you're starring in Coronation Street as it is, so there must be people at the class who are just super impressed by you just for that alone.
Oh, I don't think a lot of them know off the bat, unless they watch it. But I just love it. I love, I constantly want to work, and I constantly want to be better, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I've kind of let that go, and I kind of, I kind of went back to them because I wanted to just have fun, and kind of, it was this environment where I was so stressed about having to nail everything on the head, and I was like, you're just a little girl that loved doing it. And I think that's, for me, what was so special is just going back to classes and enjoying it. And it's helped so much with work that I kind of take the pressure off and just have fun, because like I said before, there's nothing better than watching an actor who's enjoying themselves. I just love it, and I love socializing with people, so I love going meeting other people at classes and stuff.
And finally, what would be your dream storyline for Betsy?
Ooh, do you know what I'm watching at the moment? I'm watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't know if you've heard of that. But that's kind of talking about the boys. Basically, it's in The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's like where she's seeing two brothers, and it's like the divide between two brothers. So I think very coming of age, very anything. Just she's this late teens. Growing up, and it's kind of boring. There isn't kind of like a specific storyline I choose, but just kind of romance, drinking, making mistakes, doing things for the first time. Kind of what I'm doing at the moment, but I just love leaning into that, like watching her become a woman. I think that's so interesting, and just kind of the normal bits and bobs of life, and like awkward things, first dates, things that are awkward, when you're a teenager. And I think that would be really interesting. And I just love the little normal things, the little human things about acting. I mean, everyone loves drama, but I'm really boring, and I love all the kind of, we're just going out for a smoothie. I love little scenes like that. So probably that.
It's funny talking to you because you kind of remind me of like those characters that joined the show sort of years ago, like sort of Joanne Froggatt and Catherine Kelly and Saran Jones. They've all gone on to be these sort of mega stars, and they learnt their craft on Coronation Street. Is that something that you would like the opportunity to do?
I mean, I love acting, so wherever in this world acting takes me, if I'm doing what I love, I will be happy. There's so many people to look up to that have come into this show and flourished, or stayed on the show and flourished. Like, I'm grateful to be here, and I'm just loving every minute of it. And wherever it takes me is wherever it takes me. But yeah, as long as I'm doing what I love, I couldn't be more grateful and more happy.
Well, that is a really beautiful note to end on. So thank you so much, Sydney, for being our first guest. Yay!
Oh, thanks, Sydney. What a lovely chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe Soap Scoop, and check out Inside Soap magazine every Tuesday. See you next time.